All right, welcome on to another Real 2K recap. Anthony Davis, big news of the day, out for multiple weeks, possibly a month with the groin strain that he suffered the day before. Surgery is being considered, and according to Jeff Stotts, if he had like core muscle surgery, it would end his season most likely. Uh, Fate works in mysterious ways. Let me tell you, who could have possibly seen this company? Anthony Davis getting injured. Wow. Um, it's worth noting that AD had a strained abdomen prior to the trade. He had missed I think 3 or 4 games with the Lakers prior to the trade. So, did the Mavericks rush him back in lieu of the backlash that they've been receiving for this trade? That is an interesting question that will maybe be answered in the coming days. By the way, Luka Doncic expected to play today. ESPN will be covering that game, so something to keep an eye on. As far as what Dallas is going to do without AD, obviously this is a huge blow. They're already without Derek Lively the second in their starting lineup and Caleb Martin. So PJ Washington probably going to I changed his position to small forward because he was going to be starting next to AD. He's going to go back to the four, his natural position, obviously. And then it kind of remains to be seen whether or not Najee Marshall would start at three, or maybe Max Christie. Yeah, I don't know. The Mavericks are pretty thin. A lot of injuries to a couple key players. I think they do have a roster spot open, so maybe they can add a big. Not that there's a ton of great options out there. I know Daniel Tice is considering Europe, but otherwise you've got Mo Bamba out there. I don't know, but the Milwaukee Bucks also have similar news. Giannis Antetokounmpo will miss the All Star game as well. I guess worth noting that AD will need an All Star game replacement, as will Giannis. I'm not going to speculate on who those are. I anticipate that it's probably going to be LaMelo Ball. I haven't really thought about who it would be in the Western Conference, but the Bucks, they beat the 76ers 135 to 127. Kyle Kuzma got his first start and had pretty empty calories line as per usual for him. 36 minutes and had 13 points on 5 of 13 shooting. Did chip in 8 rebounds and 5 assists. He was 1 for 6 on threes and only took 2 free throws. The Bucks are going to miss Chris Middleton a lot more than they think. I have a feeling. I'd rather have Chris Middleton for 20 minutes than Kyle Kuzma for 35. That's just me. Dame, he had 43 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists in a duel with Tyrese Maxey. Bobby Portis was the superior power forward as well in this one. Had 18 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists off the bench. Gary Trent Jr. also chipped in 23 points, had hit 7 threes. He's somebody whose rating his 3-point rating's already pretty high. He bounced back from his early season slump, but worth re-examining. Maybe he goes up to like a 78 in the when I reevaluate him. And then the 76ers, Joel Embiid had a solid game. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 of 12 from the field, 4 for 7 from 3, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. But then it was also reported that he might need knee surgery at the end of the year, based on a reporter asking him some questions about it. He's been in and out of the lineup. He'll play a game, he'll be off a game, just on and off. And it sounds like he never got the rest that he needed last year when he had surgery. He kind of rushed back too quick from it for the Sixers playoff run, and then he jumped into the Olympics. So he just wasn't right. And if he does have surgery, it would obviously knock him out for the rest of the year. But I hope the goal would be let's fix the problem so that it's not an in and out situation, and he can just stay on the court as much as he possibly can at that point. Tyrese Maxey, he did some heavy lifting. He had 39 points, matched up with Dame. Obviously, neither one of those guys plays a ton of defense. Paul George had 12 points. He's been kind of a dud. He's somebody whose rating will definitely drop for me, I think, the next time I reevaluate him. It is a little tricky, though, because he is one of the few Sixers who is he's probably one of their best defensive players, if not their best one. So that's really the only thing that is keeping him up, as I had dropped a lot of his offensive ratings already, but I think certain ones could probably stand to go just a little bit further down. He is still shooting it well from mid-range, but the 3-ball maybe a little bit. Yabusele had 18 points, and then Jared Butler, he made his debut, and this is only noteworthy because he had 7 points in 11 minutes. He played more minutes than Kyle Lowry, who had 6 minutes, and Eric Gordon, who had 0 points in 9 minutes. So that could be a sign that those guys will be exiting the rotation. Butler's probably a better option than either one at this point. He is the younger player. And Quentin Grimes, he had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 31 minutes off the bench. Justin Edwards continues to start, but hopefully that'll change soon. I think Grimes is somebody who makes a lot of sense next to Tyrese Maxey. Let's head on over to the Detroit Pistons, who beat the Hornets 112 to 102. Dennis Schroeder made his debut. He had 5 points and 3 assists in 15 minutes off the bench. And Cade Cunningham, he had a triple-double with 19 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. I had switched Cade to small forward, anticipating that Schroeder would start. So if Schroeder comes off the bench again, I'll probably switch him back to point guard. And then bump Ivy back up to shooting guard and Hardaway Jr. up to the 3. I just kind of like this alignment because like these guys, this is their natural positions. Ivy is like a natural point guard. He just plays off guard because of Cade. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., he's a natural 2 guard as well. And then when Ivy got hurt, Asar Thompson's the one who entered the starting lineup, which is why I wanted to slide, just to give everybody their standard position. However, if Cade's going to keep continuing to start at point guard, then, I'm amenable to making that change. The Charlotte Hornets, no LaMelo Ball or Nick Smith Jr. in this one, so kind of an easy one for the Sixers. Makes sense why Cade was able to get his triple-double. So Seth Curry got the start, as well as KJ Simpson. Curry had 26 points in 36 minutes. KJ Simpson had 10 points and 6 assists. And then Isaiah Wong also had a big game. Yes, Isaiah Wong, two-way player, had 17 points in 24 minutes. I'm not sure if that's his career high or not, but one of his better games. I looked at his stats briefly, and I opted not to make any changes. He was so brutal leading up to this game that it kind of just balances everything out. The Houston Rockets. Oh, sorry, actually, more to go over with the Hornets. Moussa Diabate, he got converted from his two-way. He signed a standard contract for 3 years. He did leave this game early with an eye injury, left after only 7 minutes. Tijan Salan, he had 8 points on 1 of 12 shooting. He's been such a bust as the number 6 overall pick in this draft. He's gotten a ton of playing time this year, and he just hasn't really done anything with it. So he is one of my lowest rated position players, certainly rotation players in the league right now. Miles Bridges, he was a lot better as the starter, 30 points in this one. And then going over the Hornets' center situation, so they lost Diabate for this game, so Gibson played a lot. No Mark Williams yet. He did fail his physical. He's on his way back from LA. We haven't heard anything in terms of why he specifically what made him fail and whether or not he's going to be able to play once he's back. You would think that if he failed a physical, he has something that needs to get checked out, or he needs something. But if he was playing before their injury, who knows? Maybe he failed because it was they didn't like the long-term prognosis. Like he's going to have a short career because of the foot or the back, or they did say it wasn't because of the back, so maybe it was because of the foot. And then Yusuf Nurkic, still a DNP due to trade pending. Maybe that one will also fail due to physicals. Worth noting that Cody Martin, who joined the Phoenix Suns, he is also he was injured. They acquired him while he was injured, so maybe a similar thing happened with his brother Caleb Martin with the 76ers, or I guess going to the Dallas Mavericks, where they caught something in the physical that his hip injury was a little more serious than it initially was thought. He was anticipated that he was going to be coming back, but then it turns out he's going to need a couple more weeks, so they ended up extracting another second-round pick out of the Sixers in order for that trade to not be rescinded. But that was only possible because the trade deadline had not passed yet. After the deadline, you're not able to amend the trades. It's to send additional compensation. So at that point, it's up to the team whether or not they want to accept the trade and just like live with it, or reject it, which is what the Lakers did with Mark Williams. So who knows if that's also what's going to happen with the use of Nurkic deal, um, and whether Cody Martin is going through a similar thing with this, like his brother was. Ironically enough, they are twins. And also, Dalton Connect did not play in. Well, I'm sorry, Dalton Connect. Um, Dalton Connect is on his way back to the Lakers. I don't know why I put that in the in the notes for the Hornets, but I digress. The Houston Rockets were the third game on a kind of light NBA schedule. It was Super Bowl Sunday. They ended their six-game losing streak, beating the Raptors 94-87. But Alperen Sengun, another injury today. Only 3 minutes due to back spasms. It doesn't sound like he'll miss the All-Star game yet, but we'll see. The Rockets are still without Fred VanVleet. We're also without Tari Eason in this one, so Jock Landale got dusted off. And he had 11 points, a season-high 10 rebounds, season-high 24 minutes. Had only played since November 26th. He'd only played 11 games and 92 minutes. Had basically been out of the rotation since Steven Adams came back from injury. So we'll see what happens there. They're dropping like flies today on Sunday. And that isn't going to even stop here with the Raptors, who were without, obviously still without B.I. They're still without R.J. Barrett and Jakob Poeltl. Jonathan Mogbo got the start at center, as Kelly Olynyk, he got traded. So as far as the healthy Raptors, Scotty Barnes had 15, 9, and 7, but only shot 6 of 19 from the field, over 8 on threes. That's going to drop his rating with the 2K Sports roster. Emmanuel Quickley had one of his better games of the year with 20 points. Sheed had 14 points. And then Grady Dick, he also left with injury. 0 points, over 4 from the field, 14 minutes, exited the game after colliding with Amen Thompson. The commentators' play call of this was immaculate. It was something like dick in the face or something like that. It was yet to be there. Look it up. I saw it on Reddit. Kind of cute. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of walking wounded today in the NBA. I think it's going to be a bigger slate tomorrow. We're going to find out about Luka. It's going to be a pretty big day. So stay tuned for the next Real 2K recap. I'll check you guys out later.